Um. Huh? What? What is this?
Yeah, this is a
Popp Hunna academics clip. I'm sorry to cut you on.
I just found this very funny. Like, this was just a very ridiculous. Like, the way he responded to this was just ridiculous. I was just like, what? Yeah, let's watch this little clip.
I'm gonna be all the way honest with you, bro. Like, 2021 was probably like the worst year of my life type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was really going through a whole lot. Like, I'm going through shit with my parents. I'm going through shit with family, friends, all that shit. Like, everybody stabbing me in the back. People, they stole money from me, clothes, all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just so much shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even to top some shit like that even off, like, I thought that for I had 2 kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just found out that one of the kids that I was taking care of, he not even my son.
What?
And I was taking care of him since he was a baby. You know what I'm saying? I just found out that he's not even my son, bro. So
that's not your first one, though, right?
Bro, that's my first one.
So the one that you dropped out of school for, you found out it's not your kid.
He not even my son for real, bro.
How the fuck you find that out?
Bro, it's just like, man, there was just so much going on, bro. And I
listen
really
to
don't
this,
really
listen to
know
this.
how to cope with this shit. But like, shit, like even now, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm scared to go take a test for him, bro. Like, I'm like,
For
bro,
your second one?
No, for my first one.
Well, how do you know it's not your kid?
It's just like, you feel me? Like, because like, bro, like when you hear shit in the streets and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like you seeing pictures of shit, like, bro, it's not hard to tell. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but are you financially taking care of it? The kids?
Yeah,
I'm
bro.
sorry.
Still, bro, yes, bro.
Pause it real quick.
Till
Pause
this day,
it,
bro.
pause it. That was his response to not. That's what he said. He said that I figured out. Basically, he was saying that he figured out that his son isn't his son through pictures and through the quote unquote streets. Like, bro, what the fuck? What does that mean? Did you not just ask your, like, what the fuck? Like, I'm so confused. That shit had me rolling. Like, what, nigga, what are you, what? Like, bro, you didn't ask the woman that you impregnated, that you possibly impregnated. Like, why didn't you just ask her? Like, why don't you just ask her and then go from there, do your DNA test?
Yeah,
like,
she might know, huh? Right?
And she may tell you whatever, but if you have your suspicions, that's when you do the DNA test. What the fuck are you talking about? You seen pictures and quote unquote from the streets. This shit sound like some Maury shit, man. Like some real life Maury shit, just off the academics off the record podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
Like real deal Maury shit. Like, bro, you gotta go to Maury after this. Like that is just ridiculous as fuck. Like, what? Like, he really responded with saying, like, yo, how'd you find out? Like, how'd you find out? And his response wasn't, oh, yeah, she told me. Like, I thought, that's what I really thought he was going to say. Like, she, pillow talk, whatever. But no, this nigga said, I found out from, the streets and, through pictures and shit like that. I'm not dumb. Like, what?
And then to go as far as to say, that's just not my kid. And also this idea that I'm scared to take the test.
Why don't you just take
Are you scared to pass it? Wait, I thought you was sure.
Yeah, no.
From the streets. I thought the streets told you.
Yeah, this is just
what?
This is just great content right here, man. This is just great content. This nigga just like, bro, what do you want from this? Like, do you care that this is your firstborn son or not? Like, that's really the question.
Well, he says he's still taking care of the kid, despite the fact that, I mean, he says he knows, but he thinks that it's not his kid.
That's what.
But that's
bro. If you have that suspicion, you gotta.
Yeah.
And then to just air it out for content, it's just weird. I don't know. Like, your kids for content. I mean, I guess, like, I don't know. I think that's just weird. Like, it gets a little weird. Cause it's just like, dude, what the fuck? Like, especially if something so serious as this, like something like, dude, like, your kid's gonna see this, bro. Like, in the future they gonna see that you were on a podcast talking about that you had these doubts of them being your their dad.
Not even doubt. You just said I am not.
You
said that's not my kid. I just found out that my first son is not mine.
And your response to finding out is through the streets and pictures.
What could finding out through the streets mean? What could that mean, Nigel? What do you think?
Someone told
speculate.
him. His homie, you know what I'm saying? Maybe his brother probably told him like, yo.
So how did the brother know? Did the brother smash the girl?
It had to be the person that smashed. Like, what the fuck? Like, yeah. See, I don't get that. Yeah. See,
and then he said he was looking at pictures, but like, bro, like, is it somebody that you know or?
It had to be someone.
Okay,
close.
so fine. So it's somebody that he doesn't know. So you said it had to be somebody who? What?
It had to be someone close to him. I mean, if he's seen pictures, or maybe it's just through Instagram. Maybe he's seen like Duke through Instagram. Like, wait, this look like my baby, bro. Like this, you know what I'm saying? It's just doing comparisons and shit like that.
That is ridiculous.
It could be that.
Hey, I don't know.
In the age we live in, shit.
Listen. Pray for the young brother Popp Hunna.
But this is a little out of context because the video's not even done. The clip isn't done. I mean, he could say like, oh yeah, you know, she told me and shit like that. Like he could have not finished his whole sentence. But the fact that he didn't just say that out front is just wild.
Let's finish it. Let's see. Let's see if it leans there.
Like it's just like, bro, no matter what, bro, like that's still my son. I'm saying, like, even though I know.
See, why? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with this kid? What is his issue?
I'm sorry. Then why?
Still my son. So okay. So back up. Let's back up. Let's recap. So Popp Hunna, rapper, brand new whip, yeah, Maybach, Corvette, or whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
So Corvette rapper Popp Hunna says that he just found out his first son was not his. He says that the evidence for this finding came from the streets. Okay. So the streets told him that his son was not his. And now, even after finding out from the streets, the almighty, all-powerful, always correct streets, Popp Hunna will still take care of his son. He will still claim the kid as his son, even after figuring out from the streets that it's not his son, and he's also scared to take a DNA test. Okay.
But he also has doubts that it's his son. Like he's contradicting so much in his brain. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You know, if he finds out that it's not his kid, does he just?
But he already has thoughts that it's not, and he's gonna take care of it.
But right. Okay.
So what he's scared of is officially knowing, I guess, like having that, like now,
that's the
like
silliest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Like, and then why even air it out? Like, bro, he just be like, yo, I don't know. He maybe could have messaged this differently. How could he have said this any just to make it make more sense? Just like,
no, you just don't say it at all. You just don't say, I figured out my son isn't my son, but I'm still going to treat him like my son. That's my son. Full stop. Right. If that's the kids. See, and you see, going back to my earlier point, this is why the nuclear family makes so much sense. Because, okay, even if you get into a situation where you look at a child, one child, right, from this mother, and you say, oh, maybe you don't look like me. But yet you still grow this bond with this child. You know this mother. You know that she was promiscuous. That's basically what he's saying too. It's not just that somebody told you, but you're also knowing, okay, my girl gets around a little bit. Like, that's also what it is. Because it would be more so an insecurity. It would be more so like, what the fuck? If you thought all this time, oh, she was some pristine, clean, princess. She wasn't going out. She wasn't doing anything. No, you know she's bad. Or maybe, I don't know if she's bad. But you know she's liked by the hood. Or she's like, well, by the hood, because you just said this. I mean, she's liked by the hood when you say the streets told you, right? Okay, so fine. Or maybe she's okay, fine. So the point is like, damn, I was gonna make a point. Basically, though, Oh damn, I was gonna make a point. Damn, I forgot. Dude, I was going somewhere with that. Just you had me go get you this lighter. Fucking whatever. Anyway, dumb. This shit is dumb. If I were to watch it back, I'd find my point, but it doesn't matter. It's
this whole Popp Hunna, his whole explanation and his whole like just mindset on this is just wild, man.
Yeah, man. Young men, please. Oh, dude, that's what I was gonna say. Okay. If you make a baby with somebody, maybe that person made a mistake. Here's the thing you could do. If you look at that person, you say you love them, or you say, okay, well, you're I've grown a bond with you. However you young people want to call it today. Make more kids with that person. Start a family with that person. Take that person in for who they are and be done with it. Because obviously you were who you were. How she found you. You found each other, and you are who you attract. So, and what that means is, if you already, this is already the girl that you got, this is already the person you've already started all this with, this was already your match. This was somebody who you naturally vibe with. Why throw that away because of some fact? Make more facts. Make 3 kids that certifiably, that's my kid. And if you already was gonna treat it like that was your kid anyway, has your last name, etc., etc., etc. I don't know whose last name is on the birth certificate, but if you thought it was your son, I'm sure it was your last name, which that adds a layer of. I mean, if it has my last, fuck it. At that point, but that's why you really should just lock in and solidify with that person that you make that kid with. I believe that. You know, take the good with the bad and just say, okay, this is what it is. We're gonna set this up. We're gonna do this. But it seems here like dude is like, for talking about this, he's like trying to, I don't know why you would publicize any of this. I guess it's to talk about something that gets away from the fact that people wanted to talk about you snitching and all this other stuff, but you know, get into more of his, you know, like sympathy and have sympathy for Popp Hunna, because that's kind of the bag that he's trying to garner. That's trying to he's trying to get back into the industry from the snitching allegations that came out. So
It's not even allegations. He straight up.
Not allegations, but from the snitching situation that happened when he was a kid. Because he was a kid, and somebody got murdered. I don't even say someone.
I don't even know if he's a snitch, bro. Like,
and he was with his mom.
Are you? Yeah. Like, bro, what the fuck? Like, are you a snitch or he's a fucking kid, dude, and he's a civilian? Like, I don't get it.
And he wasn't involved in the crime that actually took place. I thought snitching was like, okay, we go out, do some shit, and then like we all get caught, then you say some shit, okay, that's snitching. But
see,
talking to the police is now just snitching, just straight up talking to them, and
that's where I just look. Yeah, that just makes me look at people like just the people that kind of disassociated from them. Like, dude, what the fuck? Like, y'all just kind of just, I don't know. Y'all are really Uzi, Trippie Redd. They just straight kind of disowned him. Like, yo, like Popp Hunna, we ain't fucking with you, and we ain't fucking with anything you're talking about this. Like, it's just disassociating. And then I guess even little TJ had a little comment about this on the academics Instagram post.
Yeah, he had a little
saying
emoji
nah or whatever the fuck. And it's just like, bro, what the fuck are you? Like, if you, like, literally, I'm sorry. If you take one Google search and actually search up the case, you just find out he was just a kid and with his mom, and he saw his friend get murdered right in front of him. And had nothing to do with the crime that his friend, like, what the fuck? Like, he had nothing to do with the crime that his friend committed to cause the murder. So he just witnessed it. Like, I don't know. Just, yeah, nah.
Well,
that shit is like such a corrupt. Like, that's just like a.
Well, it is corrupt.
Like, that's such a corrupt way of thinking. Like, what the fuck?
It's the world of trying to be a gangster.
Yeah, that shit is, honestly, I gotta say it, bro. That shit is so stupid, so dumb. Like, that's such a dumb way to think. Like, to hate someone like in that capacity, right? Like, I don't know. I think it's just a dumb way to think overall. Even if you're a gang, I don't know. Because it gets weird. Because, like, if you were participating in this crime, I don't know. I think, I don't know. It gets weird.
Yeah, if you're participating in this crime,
It gets weird.
then, and you snitched, and you told about it, then we can understand, right? But since you didn't participate, we don't really understand. And a lot of people are on Popp Hunna's side, but the snitching word has kind of evolved. Maybe it didn't evolve. Maybe it always kind of had these double, triple meanings. But, you know, that's another issue kind of just with hip-hop, but particularly the black community. We do this a lot, man. It goes back to slang. Slang is loose. Like, snitching is one thing to you, one thing to you, one thing to me, one thing to over there. So it's like, it's not a clear line. It's not a bar.
It's very subjective.
It's very subjective. And that can be fun when we have our colloquialisms. We have our, you know, words from different places. We have these different things people say. But then when it comes to these other more so, I guess you could call curse words. I mean, that really is true. Like, snitching is really, truly like a curse word. It's a word that if you're involved in any sort of like neighborhood or any sort of place that's quote unquote tapped in, whatever the case is, it's a word that you don't want anywhere associated with your name or even your family. Like, you just don't want that word. It's like a plague, right? Like, that really is how it's described. So it's just, there's a double-edged sword to that slang thing. There's a double-edged sword to the whole just idea of we're just gonna make words and just permeate and do these things. Our guidelines are all over the place. They're not. We don't have clear. How do you say? We don't have clear representations of who speaks for quote unquote the African American community. At least not in our entertainment field. Let me not speak for our business class. Let me not speak for our academic class. Let me not speak for any of these other classes where, let's just be honest, the attention is lower. In the entertainment field, it's a wild west where people just say whatever the fuck they want. Narratives get spun, and some people just get thrown under the bus. Like that, and it's through little rumors and shit. And you know what's funny about the snitching thing with Popp Hunna? Had he just clarified, because apparently in another part of this interview with academics, Popp Hunna clarified that no, Uzi did not actually say "fuck you." It's nothing like that. He didn't text me any of that. But a news article came out to print to say, "Oh, I'm not fucking with you." That Uzi said, "Oh, I'm not fucking with you." Now I don't know. I do seem to believe that may have been on like a comment or some kind of video or something like that. So I don't. But Popp Hunna is claiming that no, Uzi never texted me anything like that. Our last texts were cordial. We just stopped talking. I kind of call. I mean, messages can be unsent, and I do believe he was, because he brought up DMs. I do believe he brought up Instagram DMs, and messages can be unsent. So there's that, and then there's also just. Well, we know that Uzi's not trying to work with you.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think because Uzi was on the remix and he took himself off the remix. Mm-hmm. So it's like that alone. It's just like, bro, what? What do you mean? Like, he took his verse off your song. He doesn't want to associate with you.
But just the fact that maybe because this is how narratives go. Like, for Uzi, this doesn't matter. It doesn't hurt him. But for Popp Hunna, had he actually just said, yo, Uzi didn't say anything. Like, that just didn't happen. Uzi didn't disown me. But had he said that, then it could have forced Uzi to then say, fuck you. Like, yeah, that's kind of what Popp Hunna's claiming now. He's in a terrible position, the kid. I mean, he's in a terrible position where you've committed to this image. You've committed to this lifestyle. There's one sin in this lifestyle, and not for nothing, you knew this sin was in your background. Like, you did all this commit to the music industry and looking like a gangster and all this stuff, and you know, like, not gangster, but like just like, not even gangster, but just like
his song Corvette. That shit is like so poppy. Like,
yeah, it is very poppy, but it's poppy. It's pop trap, which is supposed to be like, and then also if you look at the video, they're not in like luxury places. They're kind of just in like Philly. It looks like they're just kind of in random, like a gas station and shit, that's hood shit. Like let's not act like, oh, just because the music sounds like this and the words for the hook are this.
No, it's hood not shit. I guess it's hood shit. It's a hood image, but it's not like.
And then if we look at the lyrics,
bro? It's just ridiculous that this tarnishes his rap. It's ridiculous.
I mean, he wasn't talking about being the biggest gangster. I'll grant you that.
That's what I'm like saying. Like, it's not like he's like flaunting it. Like, it's like straight up like that. That at the gas station shit, that's like that. Like I'm in the hood, but I'm still designer, kind of cool. Like hey, like
Yeah.
it's not.
You're
That's
not wrong.
the most. I don't know.
It's not like guns in the video.
Yeah,
inside of
like
the,
if he was if he was
like-
toting big guns and big all this shit and like all these people around him with guns and shit, then it'll be like okay. Then you're doing an elderly chopper.
But you're still leaning towards trap. You're still leaning on to cool points. Like you're still leaning on I'm cool in rap, and to be cool in rap is to be loosely or closely, but it really doesn't matter. But it's all about how you portray it. But to be affiliated in some way with criminal goings on things, let's just be real. Like to be quote unquote cool in rap, right? Mike is not cool. Like Mike is not cool. Mike makes some of the best music out. Earl makes some of the best music out.
Yeah,
but they're not quote unquote cool. Right?
Yeah, Earl's dropping a new tape soon, actually.
That's what they say. Yeah,
Sick.
And we perk our ears up when Earl drops. But the point of the matter is, they're not cool for what? They're not cool because they're not and shit. If you look at Earl, he used to be cool. When he was in a gang. Not for nothing. But not for nothing. But when you have
a gang,
and a wave,
it was our little, that was hip hop group.
It's a
thing
cult.
going
It's a cult.
on
It's a
back
cult.
then too, though.
No, but it's a cult.
That was like the group stage, right? Like everyone was grouping up. DJ Khaled had everyone kind of collabing, and then you just had like, okay, we gonna compete with DJ Khaled with TDE. We gonna compete with DJ Khaled with the Young Moneys. Like people were grouping up. Like that was the age of that. That's I don't know if it was Young Money. I guess you could say it was kind of like
affiliated with the gang. Blood Gang. If you're not familiar, Birdman has a giant star on his head.
okay.
They call him Stunna.
Cash Money.
Okay, that's a street name. Stunna. They don't.
Stun it.
You do understand you never
Baby.
you never see Baby wear Baby. You never see him wear like bright blue, but you do almost kind of always see him wear some shade of red. So
Hey man, it's just colors.
okay, Ace Hood.
Yeah.
Speaking about we the best.
Shout out to Ace Hood.
Where would you see Ace Hood? You would not see
No,
Ace Hood in no
see-
fucking hotel. You will see him in the hood. You remember that? Yes. You remember Ace Hood
In
with
his
his tank,
video.
with his tank top coming out of his
was
bed.
in the
and-
foreigns.
Yeah,
He'd be in the foreigns,
but not in
wouldn't be-
Calabasas.
Well, actually, yeah,
He would be surrounded by his people. Ace Hood. That was just be his own shit.
Yeah, shout out
With
to
the
Ace Hood.
chain, he was hard.
Shout out to Ace Hood.
Man, Ace Hood was hard as fuck. Point is, man,
Yeah.
you need a gang to be
Shit.
cool.
What was that group? That was the Rich Forever. Was that like Rick Ross's group? See,
No, Rich Forever was like Young Money, but then like a new generation, because then it added in like Young Thug and shit. It's Birdman shit. It's like just another group that Birdman made.
Oh.
Basically,
but yeah.
Birdman makes groups. Like he just does that. Like if you look, I mean, because he made the Hot Boys. He made Hot Boys. He made
Cash Money.
that's just Cash Money's shit. Like that's what they do.
Yeah.
Like and it's a formula. It works. Look at YSL. It works so much. I just rubbed a little bit off of that and just did it over here. Like, yeah. I mean, and not just Baby, Gucci, 1017, and all these things. These things still exist today. Shoreline Mafia, which doesn't exist, which is not. But if you look at like guys like OGZ, he's still cool because you don't look at OGZ as like he's unaffiliated. Just because he's not inside of Shoreline Mafia, the group, you still look at OGZ like he be moving around like he be moving around. Like he's a quote unquote stepper. Like Kodak, you don't look at Kodak like he's like he doesn't he rocks his shit and he's always with his zoot up to the whatever it is. And for that reason, you never look at him like he's unaffiliated. You always look at him like, yeah, he could. And then he's taking people's chains. And last episode, we tried to shoot him bail. Speaking of Kodak, we tried to shoot Kodak bail and say, hey man, could have been a baby mama, could have been something. Then this hooligan goes on to Instagram with a gold chain that definitely looked fake or just low in value because it was like that solid gold that like Dirty South solid gold shit that Young Thug used to have on his teeth. Like, oh my goodness. But the point of the matter is this man was waving up a chain saying, "Get your chain back," after coming out of bailing out of a trespassing charge. So, like I said, wild boy. Kodak Black.
Hey man, Kodak, yeah, he's just a wild dude, man. But he also did say, "I'm out of the streets." After that, he tweeted like right after that.
He tweeted. Okay.
He said he out of the streets.
Yes.
And you know what? At this point, he's gonna do what he's gonna do, and he's gonna say what he's gonna say.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just. I mean.
But the advice still is young black man, protect yourself. Please don't get into these situations to look to get caught. Get into these situations if you have to. Don't even get into these situations. Stay out of danger. Stay out of trouble. Stay out of harm's way. That's all I gotta say. You know. But
Yeah, that's real deal spill, man. Cause I just with the whole, I don't know, with Popp Hunna's situation, you just gotta. It's so dumb. I just think it's just so dumb. But you know, what are you gonna do? That's the music industry right now. That's the hip hop music industry. You know what I'm saying? They vilify you if you ain't really about it. But
I guess, man, yeah.
and if you really about it, if you're not really about it, you gotta fake it and not get caught.